Bro, what's up? Damn fly. Anyways, though, I wanted to talk about a guy, old school bodybuilder by the name of Ric Drasin, though. Yeah, old, bodybuilder, wrestler in the 70s, though. He trained with Arnold and all the other guys back at that time, the golden era of bodybuilding, though. You know, when you're around Venice Beach, though, at the Gold's Gym there, you're constantly training. It's like your life. Well, I mean, guys had jobs and supporting families and doing other stuff, though, but it was like their main thing was just bodybuilding, though. Just getting up in the morning, eating, going to the gym, working out 2-3 hours a day. Then, either that, you probably either had to go do something else, whether it's work, or maybe if you had school, or hey, just go to the beach, go for a swim, or run in the sand. They'll have a time of your life. And Ric Drasin talks about it that it's not like how it is now, though. It was a time where it's not going to be mimicked again. And sad but true, though. And it just made me wish that if I was born in the 40s, like instead of being born in 1987, I was born in 1947, though, being 40 years older than I am now, and just living that time. If I lived in California and just seeing those guys train, and that would be awesome. I mean, the 70s was just a time for like a lot of things, even with running, though. That was also a mecca time for running as well, though. I mean, of course, you had like Frank Shorter, Steve Prefontaine, Gary Lundgren, Don Cardone. I mean, all our top American guys, though. And then, of course, bodybuilding as well, though. But Ric Drasin, though, he talks about having a high protein diet, high protein, low carb diet, though, how it was back day, and like certain training where you hit the muscle group. One muscle group each day of the week. Well, I mean, you do like chest, shoulders, abs, and then like arms, back, something, and then legs. You hit a certain group day by day, and then like you would hit at least 5-6 times a week, and then like probably either Saturday or Sunday, and you just goof off for your rest though and recover. And you eat like a damn horse, and then you go back on it on Monday, though, and just don't see that. And then camaraderie around the guys, just chit-chatting. Hey, what I have right now, this cell phone recording. They weren't around, though. Headphones, listening to music, though, jamming. No, they weren't around. It was just you go in there, grinding, sweat, tears, blood, and you gave it everything that you had. And those guys turned out huge. Now, yes, they were some steroids at the time, but they weren't illegal, and some of the guys mainly used it more for recovery, though. Not really, oh, I want to win this competition. They were just to look better, though. But mainly, I guess, for recovery and just testing stuff out, though, because, hey, did you know any better? I mean, no. So it's like, if something is new, I mean, why are you going to penalize somebody for trying it out if they're not certain what it is, or they're just testing it just to see what it is and what it does, though? So criticizing bodybuilders at that time for taking steroids in the 70s when it wasn't really not widely used as it's been recently, well then, I mean, if you take the bodybuilders, I guess, over the last 100 years, though, I would say bodybuilders from like the 40s, 60s and stuff just looked better and had better training programs. I mean, they've always stick to the basics, though, having a strong foundation. And Ric Drasin talks a lot about that, though. You can't go wrong with the basics. No one can, though. You have the basics, strong foundation laid out, and then all you could do when you're from the bottom, you go up. And he's had like some people on there, though. Guy that I talked about, Rich Piana, he's had him several times on there, and about getting big, about certain steroid talk. Not saying that you should do it, but what are the side effects that and experiences that he's done with it, and it's just listening to him. He's got good information though. The guy is 70 years old and still looks fabulous and great for his age. So can't say it much for most guys his age now though, because probably most guys his age just they look like shit. He looks great. So more props to him. But yeah, that's my intake on Ric Drasin though. His YouTube channel, just search Ric Drasin. And of course he has his photo right there. Just click on his channel and he's got a bunch of videos. So much useful information though. A guy like me, like who's young, who was born in the 80s, childhood in the 90s, and pretty much has grown up starting of this century, and pretty much like a 21st century person though. Yes, my first 13 years of my life were from the 1900s, so now, I guess you could say the other half, almost, and plus a couple years, is the 21st century, the 2000s. It's more useful to just go back and cut at least 20-something years before I was born, how things were, and how awesome it would have been a good time to be alive and experience all that. So, and that's what I noticed, that when you get older, you don't necessarily get smart or wiser. I mean, yeah, you get wiser because you do a lot of stupid shit or experience with a lot of things, so you know what's right and what's wrong, hopefully, and you don't make the same mistake twice, and you give your advice, your experiences, or you just like to tell these stories to younger people, though, and you just share ideas and thoughts. That's really all it is. So that wisdom, wisdom could work out though. And I think the older you get, as long as you don't pretty much take yourself for granted, meaning like if you didn't exercise, ate like shit, things start to slowly shut down though. And when you get older, how are you gonna tell experiences to your grandkids or kids? If you have any, you like to be in shape, fit, with a very sharp mind when you get older, so you could tell it like if you're telling a story when you were young with great enthusiasm and a lot of detail, and just you go, and people will not get bored of what you have to say. They would appreciate what you have to say, and they'll be grateful and happy that they got to listen to you. Like, they would feel much smarter afterwards that they listened to your story. Unlike whatever that scene was in Billy Madison, where he's describing an equation, but he tells the story of, and the light just went out, and he tells the story of the cat and the little whatever, the puppy. I wanted to go home, try to find his way home. People don't feel dumb after listening to that. They'll feel smart by you. And that's I think what all of us should do once we make it old. Just be what you say it with honesty, be truthful, and just really from the heart, what you really feel though. Hey, if you gotta cuss or anything, by all means, yeah, go ahead though. But if that's how you really feel, then you know that you were true and honest to yourself, and that's all that matters. Anyway, so I have to go upload this video so you could watch it, though. And if Ric Drasin ever comes across this video, I would like to say to him, thank you, sir. Thank you what you're doing, and keep at it, though. Yes, you're old, but it doesn't mean anything, though. It just means you're going to have better experiences, better stories, and the younger folks like me are going to appreciate more. And that's what we do. we see your video, we like it, we subscribe, and we want more. So when we get to your age, we get to do the same thing to the younger crowds. That's all it is, though. It's a cycle, a game cycle. Gotta love life, though. There are gonna be winners and losers, but you know what? Regardless of the outcome, let's just try to have fun. Because you only have one time.